Hello, welcome back to the Crafty Organizer. I'm Noreen Burke, and on this channel, I love bringing you ideas on decluttering, organizing, DIYs, upcycles, and the occasional craft. If you're new to my channel, it's so nice to have you here. I am in the middle of getting my kitchen redone. Nothing big and exciting. I am a renter, but I had been saving up a little bit of money so that I could repaint the kitchen and the bathroom. And I went to clear it with my landlord, and he offered to just do it for me, which was so exciting. So that meant the money I had set aside, I'll be able to do a couple of other little upgrades like those floor pops. I've been dying to try those. So I'm working on that today. I'll bring you that video in just a couple of days. But while I am doing some research on some other ideas to just update the feel of my kitchen a little bit, I stumbled across some ideas for using tension rods for storage that were too good to not share. Let's get started. The thing I've always loved about tension rods are they are so affordable, and they come in so many different sizes and tensions. You can get the cute little teeny tiny cafe rods. You can sometimes find those at dollar stores as well as Daiso, all the way up to the big industrial shower size rods. And don't be afraid of using tiny brackets. So some of these ideas are interchanged with all of these, but they are all temporary fixes that you can use if you're in a rental situation, if you're like me and you change your mind about how you want to store things on a regular basis, or if you're just unsure of how you want to use a space. These are the tips for you to try. We're going to start off in the kitchen. I love this idea for your paper towels and to have a place to hang a towel. I know not everyone has a little nook like this underneath their cabinets, but most of you would have a little bit of space inside. And how many of us are having that little voided space up at the top part of a cubby? I think this is a great use for it. Or why not inside of a drawer? I think this one is probably the most genius moment for me. I don't have many drawers, so I'll probably stick with the cabinet or keep it on top, but I know a lot of people don't want things on their counter, and I thought this was a great idea. I've shared the tension rods for spice racks before, but if you haven't seen it, again, using up every inch of those cubbies inside of your shelves, sometimes that upper part inside an area is dead space. Going back to underneath the cabinets, all of us, if you look underneath, if you have manufactured cabinets, you're going to have this little tiny lip underneath. Why not utilize it with some S-hooks? You could hang your utensils here or even coffee cups. And if you're displaying your coffee cups, you could even do this with an old drawer if you have an antique drawer. Now here's where the tension rods really start to become functional. If you've got things that you're always having a hard time pulling in and out of, get the smaller tension rods and use them as dividers for your cookie sheets, platters, and cutting boards. This will help to keep things super organized and not be so hard to pull in and out. While you're at it, you can use the same idea for separating and standing things up in a drawer. Look at these lids. We're always struggling with what to do with lids. This gives you the perfect storage place for easy accessibility, and they're not getting lost and taking up extra space in the drawers. Great idea for pot lids too. Now we're going to move from the kitchen into the bathroom. This first example can be used in a multitude of spaces. But get a small tension rod or even a cafe curtain. These are command strips that they just painted, so it's not doing any damage to a wall. And then again, with more decorative S-hooks, these might even be small shower hooks, you can hang some baskets, and they've got the small rod on there again to add on some paper towels. Moving on to shower curtains. I did this exact thing when my kids were little. I had all of their little toys in the baskets. It was great because they would drain. It gave them a home so I could still take a shower, not have to trip over toys, and it was easy for them to access. This is a great idea as they get older. You can pull it up higher. They can take the bath, have the towel close by, still have some toys if that's something they're doing. But you guys, what about using it into adulthood? Get that rod all the way on top, above where your shower wall is, and you can have all of your toiletries on a hook, or still have the little baskets to have things accessible. No need for those strange shower caddies that seem to go rusty and nasty so quickly. Now let's see how these ideas translate into the bedroom. The first one right off the bat I love. I don't like messing with lifting up my mattress to get one of those dust ruffles underneath. Why not use a tension rod and a small valance curtain? Look how nice this looks. Going back to the larger shower curtain rods, this is a Billy bookcase, and they used the shower rod curtains. They might have used brackets. Yes, it does say that they used rod brackets, and they just added a small cleat for shelves. This ends up looking like a custom built-in closet when all they did was use a bookcase, some rods, and a little bit of wood for a cleat. This can have so much added functionality into a closet. Look at this kids' room where they did the same thing. It's one Billy bookcase, and they just had some dowels cut down. They might have even used curtain rods. The holders for these, you guys, is like $2 or $3. If you didn't watch when I made over my bedroom, I used these between a wall and a bookcase almost exactly like this, and it is held up over the last year, and I have moved this thing around a couple of times, so don't be afraid to add storage in this way. Here's the last example of that. It's a Billy bookcase. On this one, all they did was add a sheet of melamine along the top, and they were able to even add extra shelving on top. Brilliant. Going back to the more basic tension rods, if you have a bookcase, even one that has doors, you can add a couple of rods inside to organize all of your jewelry. Likewise, if you have some extra space behind your door, why not use that space? These are cafe rods with small hooks, and you can get all of your scarves, necklaces, and bracelets completely organized. Here's another example of the shower rod and those same shower curtains to hang purses. Brilliant use of a rod and getting so much storage out of a tiny space. One more great thing is for shoe storage. Now, if you have the ability to add in cleats, I recommend using shelves because you'll certainly fit a lot more on there, but I understand a lot of people are renters and they just can't do that. And if you have a strange space and you have a lot of heels, why not use up all of that great space by using tension rods? This is one I've actually used for my client before. These are just, once again, the shower curtain rods which you twist to expand into a space. This is my actual client where I was able to get all of her scarves. This was in less than 5 inches of space in a closet. She can easily reach in, grab the scarf she wants, and they stay nice because they don't get wrinkled. Now let's move on to something I get requests for often, wrapping paper. Now I love the look of this. This is talking about using tension rods inside of a cabinet. I personally do not like having things on dowels because I hate having to take it off every time, but that's just me. If you have those big thick rolls of paper, it's not a big deal. I change things out often and my rolls don't last that long, so I recommend this version. This can be done behind a door or once again in one of those bookcases, but by putting the tension rod towards the back, you're able to slide the rolls in and out and have them standing up behind. Now, if you have another shelf above it, that becomes a little bit more difficult, but I've recommended this to a few of you online before when you've asked in the comments or on my Facebook page. Use the inside wall of a closet. This is unutilized space, and you can put 2 tension rods in and have all of this vertical wall space. It doesn't matter how tall the wrapping paper roll is, you're going to have plenty of storage in here, and it is super easy to get access to. The last category I'm going to cover are the here and there weird places you can use these tension rods. What if you have a little puppy or a little animal that you want out? Those little gates for animals and children are expensive. For under $10, you can go ahead and section off a space and keep whomever you want out. I love this one. How about if you have a strange sized drawer, or maybe it's an antique and it didn't come with any type of the rods to hang your files on? Use some small tension rods. I love this idea. I know you can buy inserts for your files, but they usually have a lot of strange wasted space. This allows you to change the configuration, whether you want it to be legal size, letter size. This is probably my favorite find of the day. How about if you have a laundry room and you don't want to always have to have your laundry hanging in strange places? Have a drying rod made out of one of those shower curtain rods that you can put up as you need it, and then it can tuck behind where you have your broom or mop. If you've been watching me for a while, you know I am dreaming and aiming for the goal of having an RV so that I could travel around the world and help you guys get organized. This was one that I set aside for my someday when I have an RV. Look at this. If you're traveling and you have things in your little RV refrigerator, chances are they're going to move around. Having one or two right in the front means that when you open up that refrigerator door, nothing is going to dive out at you. This is a keeper. I love plants. I think this one is super cute if you have a window that otherwise just doesn't have anything pretty to look out of. And I think it's especially cute in the kitchen because it would give you an herb garden by just adding a couple of tension rods, some little Dollar Tree buckets, and some S-hooks. This was just a fun little one that I put together really quick because I thought some of these ideas were so great. And I know so many of you are always asking about how do I add extra inexpensive storage space. These tension rods are usually super inexpensive. A lot of times you can even find them at thrift stores for $1. You can spray paint them. You can cover them with a contact paper or wrapping paper. You can absolutely customize them to look however you want. They are super functional. You just want to make sure that you are cleaning the surface first so that it doesn't move. If you have ever used one of these and you find that it slips down, check the rubber at the end. It's supposed to have a good rubber grip. And if it doesn't, the next time you're at the Dollar Tree or your local dollar store, get some of that grippy shelving liner, cut out a circle that's in that same diameter, and slip it in on the ends. That tension rod will not budge until you're ready to take it down. I want to say a quick thank you to my Patreons. I want to make sure to honor them every single time. They have been getting me through this whole pandemic when I haven't been able to work. Their support has allowed me to keep making these videos for you, which I love doing, but I definitely want to give them a proper thank you. So thank you to my patrons. Also, thank you to you for watching and coming back. I just passed 75,000 subscribers, which I am so excited about. I am really gunning for that 100,000 mark because I'm desperately hoping to get that play button. So if you liked this video today, please give it a like and hit that subscribe button. Once I hit 100,000, I don't know what we're going to do, but we're going to have some sort of party here. So thanks so much for watching today, and I will see you guys in just a few days, hopefully with my new finished kitchen and bathroom. Bye.